To nap or not to nap? That is the question. Napping isn't lazy. It's an essential performance hack. I'm about to reveal how to transform your day with the most misunderstood tool in your toolkit, the strategic nap. And who doesn't love an afternoon nap? But here's the twist, not all naps are created equal. In this video, I'm breaking down what happens when we nap and the real performance benefits. When napping is healthy and when it's a red flag. The perfect nap backed by science and how to avoid common napping mistakes. I've tried and tested every type of nap there is, and I've created one of my own. I'm about to share some fascinating science that may change how you think about napping forever. If you're new here, my name is Amanda, and my journey with sleep science has been both a professional and deeply personal one. From my struggles as an emergency nurse on night shift, navigating sleep deprivation as a new parent, the restless nights as a hot menopausal woman, and the ever-present challenge of switching off in a busy world. I've presented to thousands of people here in Australia and across the globe, and I get to speak to national radio and TV audiences as a sleep expert. And I'm the only professional speaker who gets paid to put her audiences to sleep. But not just yet. This video is part of a series I'm doing on napping. So let's start with what actually happens when you nap, because the science is fascinating. Depending on the length of the nap, your brain will cycle through different stages of sleep. So during a 20-minute nap, you'll experience stage 1 sleep, that delicious drifting off feeling. Then stage 2 sleep, where your brain waves begin to slow and memory processing kicks in. And in a longer nap, you might reach stage 3, deep restorative sleep, and perhaps REM sleep, where dreams and creative processing happen. But here's where I think it gets really interesting, because while you're napping, there's a chemical process happening, which is super, super fascinating. You know that post-lunch drowsiness that you feel? Well, that's the result of a chemical called adenosine building up in your brain. And it starts to build from the moment you wake up, and it builds the longer and longer you're awake. So by the evening, you're quite sleepy. The nap helps to clear some of that adenosine from your brain, allowing you to wake up feeling refreshed. And that's why it's so important for the timing of a nap. Now, the big question is, what's in it for you? What are the real performance benefits of having a nap? Let's take a look at what the science says. NASA and the US Federal Aviation Administration, I think it is, FAA, have done some incredible research on the impact of napping. And they discovered that a 26-minute nap resulted in a whopping 54% improvement in alertness. That's pretty good. These findings have revolutionised how we think about performance across healthcare, transportation, mining, professional sports, and many other industries, with napping becoming an increasingly common go-to to improve performance. And this is something which I would love to see organisations doing in terms of demystifying and reducing the stigma around napping. If we need to nap, we should be allowed to nap. We nap at home, why don't we nap at work? UC Berkeley researchers also found a fascinating discovery around napping. What they found is that a 90-minute nap, which is a very long nap, in fact it's a whole sleep cycle, enhances motor skill memory consolidation. But what does that mean? Whether you're learning a new instrument, practicing a new dance routine, or improving your golf swing, a strategic nap could help cement those motor skill patterns more effectively. And it turns out that napping has health benefits as well. A significant Greek study of 23,000 people found that regular nappers demonstrated better cardiovascular health, including lower blood pressure and fewer cardiac events. And this aligns with findings that were presented at a recent European cardiology conference, which showed that people who catch up on lost sleep on the weekend, whether by sleeping in or napping, had up to a 20% reduction in cardiac risk. Whilst all these studies point to napping as a healthy option, it's crucial to understand that there are some red flags that may signal a problem. And that is, if you're consistently feeling the need to nap every day, it's worth asking why, as it could indicate a number of things. It could indicate chronic sleep deprivation through poor sleep habits, chronic sleep disorder such as sleep apnea, or insomnia, or an underlying non-sleep health-related condition that's impacting your energy levels. I've worked with many people who are serial nappers, and a number of them have gone on to learn that they suffer from obstructive sleep apnea. They are now seeking treatment and their need for napping is reduced. So if you are feeling the need for a regular nap, it might be time to go and see a GP. All right, so on to the perfect nap. What does it look like? I wasn't always a fan of napping because when I did take a nap, I'd wake up feeling groggy and grumpy, like a bear waking up from a deep winter hibernation. But what I know now is that timing is everything when it comes to naps. Timing in terms of how long you nap for, but also timing of when in the day you take your nap. When it comes to how long to nap for, it's all about balancing the benefits and the costs, because there is a cost to napping. Now pay close attention, because this changes everything. Because the longer the nap, the greater the benefits, but also the longer the nap, the greater the costs. In terms of the time required to nap, of course, but also the time required to get back up to speed after your nap. So let's start with a 5-minute nap. Naps of 5 minutes or less really don't cut it in terms of benefits, and there aren't any costs. A nap of 10 minutes will improve your reaction times and concentration, and will leave you feeling a little bit groggy. A 15-minute nap increases problem solving, but comes at a greater cost, with that grogginess lasting for at least 10 minutes. A 20-minute nap has increasing benefits, including learning and memory, but the grogginess will last now for about 15 minutes. Then if we extend it out to a 30-minute nap, it has all the previous mentioned benefits and will improve your ability to juggle multiple pieces of information. However, a 30-minute nap will take about 25 minutes to get back up to speed and shake that grogginess off. So it's all about striking a balance between rest and recovery without dragging yourself into a post-nap fog. Now, the grogginess that we feel is because we're starting to go from a lighter stage of sleep into the deeper stages of sleep, which is harder to wake from. And I think of it like driving a car with a handbrake on. Through years of my own research and experimentation, I've identified 3 types of naps to suit different needs. First of all, we have the power nap, which is about 10 to 20 minutes long. It gives you a quick energy boost to sharpen your mind and focus, but without too much grogginess. Then we have what I call the genius nap, and this is longer than 20 minutes, but no more than 30 minutes. And it's perfect for when you need a deeper recharge, when you need to really be on your A game at the end of the day, or if you're planning to work back late, but may leave you feeling a little bit groggier for a little bit longer. And then the third type is the recovery nap. This is a nap of 90 minutes or so, and yes, you're going to go through into those deeper stages of sleep, so it's going to give you a much deeper recharge. And you can use it for sleep debt recovery, or if you're feeling unwell. However, you're going to need quite a bit of runway to get back up to speed when you wake up. So to do well, this type of nap needs quite a bit of time. So when is a nap not a nap? If it's too short, less than 5 minutes, this is often called a microsleep, and it's a leading cause of motor vehicle accidents. And we're most at risk of microsleeps when we're extremely sleep deprived or fatigued, particularly in monotonous or low stimulation environments. And these involuntary, brief episodes of sleep can often occur without warning and are a signal that the brain and body are overwhelmed by the need for rest and sleep. And a great way to avoid micro-napping, particularly when travelling long distance, is the car nap. And that's a variation of the power nap. I'm doing a video on car naps, so keep an eye out for that one. And another time when a nap is not a nap is when you're not actually sleeping. So oftentimes you'll lie down, but you won't actually fall asleep. And this is more of a rest and relaxation than a true nap. And the final nap that's not a nap is if it's interrupted. If your nap is constantly interrupted by noise, or you're too hot, or phone calls or distractions, your body won't enter those lighter stages of sleep and give you the rest that you need. Interestingly, interrupted naps have been a tool used by creators, problem solvers, and inventors over the years, such as Salvador Dali, Thomas Edison, Aristotle, and Dr. Nakamatsu. And the interrupted nap works by waking you during what's called the hypnagogic state. But I prefer to call it the twilight state, not to be confused with the twilight zone. And this is that dreamy transition period between wakefulness and sleep, where your mind starts to relax, releasing control over your logical thoughts and allowing for creative, free-flowing ideas and often visual imagery. They'd perform the interrupted nap by holding an object like a spoon, a key, or a rock, in Aristotle's case, that dropped and woke them up when they were drifting into that lighter stage of sleep. And that brief spot between wakefulness and light sleep is a sweet spot for creativity, where your mind actually bends imagination with reality, often sparking fresh insights or out-of-the-box solutions. It's like pressing pause on sleep to catch those creative thoughts before they drift away. However, whilst it's fascinating and can create bursts of creativity and inspiration, it's not something that I would recommend doing very often, as I'd be concerned about its impact on your ability to transition to lighter and deeper sleep when you actually want to. So what are the golden rules of napping? Well, the first one is choose the right time of day. Early afternoons are nap heaven, as this aligns with your natural dip in your circadian rhythm that happens between 1 and 3 o'clock, which makes it the perfect window for catching some zeds. So late afternoon, say 4 p.m. onwards, is not ideal for napping because it's going to quite likely mess up your nighttime sleep because there isn't sufficient time for that chemical called adenosine to build up again and create that sleep drive and help you get to sleep quickly. Essentially, a nap too close to bedtime is like snacking before a meal. And another golden rule is to respect your body's circadian rhythm. If you're fighting to stay awake, a short nap can restore your energy better than any cup of coffee. The next golden rule is to be prepared. I always have with me, wherever I am in the world, a sleep mask and a set of really good earplugs. In fact, I pack a lot of earplugs. Because to fall asleep fast and stay asleep through a nap, you're going to need both darkness and a quiet environment. Not so easy to achieve in the middle of the day without these tools. I have a video on earplugs, how to make them your new best friend forever, because they truly can be a game changer for getting a great nap or for getting a great night's sleep. And I'm renowned for handing out sleep masks and earplugs to anyone who says they have trouble napping or trouble staying asleep. The next golden rule is to set an alarm, but not everyone can fall asleep on cue in the middle of the day. So it's a balance of how much time you've got available to nap and how much time you've got available to get back up to speed before you have to get back into things, and how quickly you think you're going to fall asleep in that nap. Sometimes I set a timer for 20 minutes and I find within 5 or 10 minutes I haven't fallen asleep. So I'll then reset the timer for another 20 minutes if I can afford the time. Now this next one isn't really a golden rule, but it is a little bit of a tip, and that is the caffeine nap. And it feels ironic to pair caffeine and napping, yet they are the perfect duo when timed right. And this is my favourite variation of the genius nap. And the final golden rule is making sure that you frame napping well. Think of a nap like a pit stop. Short, well-timed, and just enough to refuel your energy without taking you out of the competition. Whether you need a power boost or a full recharge, the length and timing of your nap is the secret sauce. So if you're a busy professional, a parent, or someone just trying to navigate our sleep-deprived world, strategic napping could be the tool you've been looking for. But remember, a nap should work for you, not against you. The right nap timed well is a powerful tool, but when it's poorly executed, too short, too long, or too late, or if it's masking other issues, it may be time to look what's under the hood and see your GP and ask for a referral to a medical sleep specialist. Thanks so much for watching, and if you want to keep going, click here to check out the next video in the series, the car nap, which every driver should have in their toolkit to make those long drives safer and more enjoyable.